Christmas is the spirit of giving without a thought of getting. It is happiness because we see joy in people. It is forgetting self and finding time for others. It is discarding the meaningless and stressing the true values. Christmas is the perfect time to celebrate the love of God and family and to create memories that will last forever. Jesus is God's perfect, indescribable gift. The amazing thing is that not only are we able to receive this gift, but we are able to share it with others on Christmas and every OT. Christmas waves a magic wand over this world, and behold, everything is softer and more beautiful. My parents were kind of overprotective people. Me and my sister had to play in the backyard all the time. They bought us bikes for Christmas, but wouldn't let us ride in the street. We had to ride in the backyard. Another Christmas, my dad got me a basketball hoop and put it in the middle of. Christmas is not a time nor a season, but a state of mind. To cherish peace and goodwill, to be plenteous in mercy, is to have the real spirit of Christmas. The spirit of Christmas is the spirit of love, and of generosity and of goodness. It illuminates the picture window of the soul, and we look out upon the world's busy life and become more interested in people than in things. Our many different cultures notwithstanding, there's something about the holidays that makes the planet communal. Even nations that do not celebrate Christmas can't help but be caught up in the collective spirit of their neighbors, as twinkling lights dot the landscape and carols fill the air. Christmas gives us the opportunity to pause and reflect on the important things, or on us a time when we can look back on the year that has passed and prepare for the year ahead. God never gives someone a gift they are not capable of receiving. If He gives us the gift of Christmas, it is because we all have the ability to understand and receive it. In London the day after Christmas Boxing Day, it began to snow, my first snow in England for 5 years. I had been tactfully asking, "Do you ever have snow at all?" as I steeled myself to the 6 months of wet, tepid gray that make up an English winter. "I do remember snow," was the usual rep. I love spending time with my family and friends during the holidays, and my favorite holiday tradition would be the pozole that my mom makes almost every Christmas. It's the best. My favorite holiday memory was sitting at home all day in my pajamas during winter break for school watching a bunch of old Christmas movies like Jack Frost and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer with my siblings and parents. Why not share with the world the way it is and tell them my feelings about my cat and how I played with my kids and how addicted to Christmas time I am and the smell of pine needles and hearing my kids laugh. Happy, happy Christmas that can win us back to the delusions of our childhood days, recall to the old man the pleasures of his youth, and transport the traveler back to his own fireside and quiet home. I've been giving back since I was a teen, handing out turkeys at Thanksgiving and handing out toys at Toys Drives for Christmas. It's very important to give back as a youth. It's as simple as helping an old lady across the street or giving up your seat on the bus for someone who is pregnant. For me, the spirit of Christmas means being happy and giving freely. It's a tradition for all the kids in the family to help mom decorate the tree. Christmas is all about family eating, drinking, and making merry. I loved raising my kids. I loved the process, the dirt of it, the tears of it, the frustration of it. Christmas, Easter, birthdays, growth charts, pediatrician appointments. I loved all of it. I tend to think of Pluto and its moons as presents, sitting under a Christmas tree. They're wrapped. And from Earth all we can do is look at the boxes to see whether they're light or heavy, to see if something maybe jiggles a bit inside. We're seeing intriguing things, but we really don't know. All families had their special Christmas food. Ours was called Dutch bread, made from a dough halfway between bread and cake, stuffed with citron and every sort of nut from the farm: hazel, black walnut, hickory, butternut. Mom still has a huge, beautifully decorated Christmas tree. The whole family comes together after midnight mass and has the traditional plum cake and wine. We spend the night at Mom's home, and in the morning we wake up and open the presents. In the afternoon, we sit down to have a traditio. One of the most glorious messes in the world is the mess created in the living room on Christmas Day. Don't clean it up too quickly. My brothers and sisters, true love is a reflection of the Savior's love. In December of each year we call it the Christmas spirit. You can hear it, you can see it, you can feel it. At Christmas, I am always struck by how the spirit of togetherness lies also at the heart of the Christmas story. A young mother and a dutiful father with their baby were joined by poor shepherds and visitors from afar. They came with their gifts to worship the Christ child. Finding the real joy of Christmas comes not in the hurrying and the scurrying to get more done, nor is it found in the purchasing of gifts. We find real joy when we make the Savior the focus of the season. There is no better time than now, this very Christmas season, for all of us to rededicate ourselves to the principles taught by Jesus the Christ. It is the time to love the Lord, our God, with all our heart, and our neighbors as ourselves. It kills me when people talk about California hedonism. Anybody who talks about California hedonism has never spent a Christmas in Sacramento. Christmas is a rare occasion when we are reminded that we have obligations to people we did not choose to be related to, and that love is not just a spontaneous feeling, but something we sometimes really have to work at with people we may not even much like. You can't allow the forces of political correction to shut you up. I mean, why are people afraid to say Merry Christmas, give me a break? If people don't like it, yeah, they can go do something else. When you have kids, you instantly feel that you do not want to do them wrong. Those dads that go off to Florida and start a new life. I couldn't imagine that, seeing my kid once every Christmas. Every 3 years, if I'm gone for 6 days it feels like too much. The tradition of putting candles on Christmas trees actually began in Germany. The person who came up with the idea is thought to have been Martin Luther. father of the Reformation. My favorite part was when my grandfather and I would make a special trip to Firpo's bakery for red and green Christmas cookies and fruitcake studded with the sweetest cherries I've ever tasted. Usually Firpo's was too expensive for our slim budget, but Christmas mornings they gave a discount too. My first job, 9 years old, part-time, was selling Christmas cards door to door. 10 years old, my brother and I had paper routes. We delivered a morning paper called the LA Examiner. Get up at 4 o'clock, fold your papers, deliver them, and get ready for school.